Good morning, Namaste, Stockholm. It's a matter of great honor to be here among people representing the travel and trade, and to be talking to you. It's also very interesting to talk about Indian food because Indian food, as you know, has become something like a global brand. If we talk about Make in India, well, Indian food is a very big Make in India enterprise. And that was one reason why, at Hanover, at the Hanover Messe, when our Prime Minister visited Germany and India was the partner country of Hanover Messe, one of the big events there was the showcase of Indian food. And the reason why it was a big showcase of Indian food was the realization that food is integral to the soft power of India. We cannot think of Indian food, we cannot think of India without food. All our religious rituals, begin with some food item being offered to the gods. There is no element of a life where there is no food. So food is an integral part of our economy. I think 60% of India's population still lives off agriculture. So what we consume makes a difference to a lot of people living off agriculture in our country. So food is not just a luxury, it's a way of life, it's a way of living. That being said, I was quite, it's interesting that in the span of 12 hours, I heard two Swedes talk about the Delhi belly fear. There's this big fear in Sweden, apparently, that if you go to India, one of the big things you face are stomach-related problems. Well, I can assure you, I know a lot of my international friends and guests, journalists, a lot of people come to India, and I've taken them to some of the really mean restaurants of Delhi, where hygiene standards are very basic. And I can tell you they have all lived to survive and to tell their story, and they have not had any Delhi belly. We have gone to restaurants where the hygiene is very basic. So it brings back to something which, a fellow journalist had told me a long time back, So we had gone to cover some event in one of the very poor parts of India. And there was a person selling tea. And in India, tea is sold in earthen cups. We call them kulhars, little earthen cups. So I was hesitating to drink that tea. So my journalist friend said, you can safely have that because the heat kills any bacteria. And, the bacteria will be good because we all need good bacteria. So if you want good bacteria, please visit India. But more than that, you'll get very good food. So rest assured, India, at least, where tourists go, where as a traveler, I assume you'll be going to some of our good hotels and good places, like some which Mrs. Singh showed, the great palace hotels of India. They follow the strictest international hygiene standards. And so rest assured, there'll be no Delhi belly. Having said that, I would say that if you want to understand India and its culture, you can learn about it through food. And I was quite happy to know that Sanju, Sanju Malhotra, who's one of the organizers of this program, organizes culinary trails to India. In fact, culinary tours of India have become very big as as an activity. And I'm sure, because the Swedes love food, the Swedes have produced some of the biggest chefs of the world. In fact, when a former Prime Minister, Dr. Manmohan Singh, had visited the US, the person who served him at the White House was Marcus Samuelsson, a Swedish-born, not Swedish-raised chef, Ethiopian-born, Swedish-raised, and now who's like a superstar in America. So, Swedes have great chefs. Matthias is very well known in India because of, a leading chef of India, and he have collaborated together. So there are a lot of culinary links between India and Sweden. Let's discover each other's food. And I think in India, the food changes every 50 kilometers as you walk from, one part of India to another. You go, just step out of Delhi and the food is different, And you go from one part of Delhi to another, the food gets different. The food of old Delhi is very different from the food you'll get in a five-star hotel in Delhi. And you go out, so, the food is a mirror of Indian culture. Everyone talks about diversity. We have, the minister, honorable minister from Meghalaya. Meghalaya has a great food culture. It also has a great rock scene, by the way, which you failed to mention. But, lovers of rock music would have a great time in Meghalaya, let me tell you. And Meghalaya, the neighboring northeastern state of Meghalaya, it's called Nagaland. It has one of the world's most important music festivals called the Hornbill Festival. And, these are the destinations, I think, I think increasingly tourism is all about selling cultural destinations. And food, music, and all become part of this whole cultural packaging. India is as much a soft power as it's an emerging hard power. So let's celebrate India's diversity through its food, music, and all the good things of life. Thank you. Thank you for giving me time.